Welcome to week 22 of HexBox, where we add a second user and ask the big questions. Let's get into it. For all the usual stuff, here's testing with user 2, our boy Jake. Steam's ready to go.
Little park attack on there.
Oh yeah.
I guess those only games are not gonna fit. The Kenya drive, free up some space on my D drive. This is one of the greatest pieces of technology I've ever seen. Old school RuneScape is going to run better than it ever has in the year 2026. I love you, Steve.
Go to bottom middle update. Oh, look at that. It worked. And you got a studio button at the top right there. Just go ahead and pull each one. Good. And now if you go back to your dashboard, there you go.
It's just like I did before.
Welcome to week 22. Just did a little planning. This week is all about onboarding because we're going to try to add our second user without me explaining how everything works. So I kind of designed how the onboarding is going to work. And then I have this list of tasks here. Basically, I think I'm going to have a flag file for onboarding to indicate that it's happening, and then we're going to have these steps. We're going to have welcome, we're going to set the time zone, we're going to set a password. I have to do a little research on recovery codes. If the user loses their password, there's nobody to reset it for them because they own the hardware, right? So we'll have to figure that out, and then it's just a matter of throwing everything in place and going for it. So let's see how it goes. Hey, so I just built this onboarding flow and I'm testing it on the actual hardware right now. And my goal is to give the HexBox to my second user this week, user number 2, and they're going to see exactly this. So this is a super clean screen that you get when you type hexbox2.local in your browser. We hit start setup. It lists all the time zones. It has the common ones in America here, so I'll select New York, and it applies it. And then I think at some point this is probably going to fail, but let's see what happens. Basically, it detects if the default password's been set yet. If it hasn't, it does this. I'm actually surprised it's still working. Anyway, it has the 3 modules. It's going to git clone them down. I would have expected that to wait. So I'm not 100% sure if this is really working. And then we hit go. Aha. Okay, so we have our first real error. Let's. I'm going to also verify that these all worked behind the scenes, but good progress. Real quick, I'm very surprised that both of those worked on the first try. So that's amazing. Time zone is set. And the password when I logged in was the one that I set through the onboarding UI. So I just have to figure out this flag file issue and I'm set. I'm experimenting here. The problem with the old UI, it was doing way too much. So I hid it. This is the home page now. There's a studio button. You click the studio and you get the old stuff, which is basically, this is really in the weeds, right? Eventually I want to turn this into kind of a dev mode. If you want to develop apps for the HexBox, you could do it right here. It's all integrated. That's what I'm thinking. But back to this dashboard, what I'm going to do here is every module that you've installed will have something here. It'll have a header, right? Underneath of it will be all of the views, but I'm going to add a field to the view to indicate whether it's a top level view, quote unquote, which controls whether it actually displays here, because you don't need all of these sub views. You just need the home view for the backup, or maybe the schedule view. You don't need the about view if it's just part of the test view, or I don't know. So this is where I'm thinking about going, have a little mock-up going, and gonna try to plug some real data into this thing. All right, check this out. We're in a good place here to do some testing for real. This new dashboard just shows all the views, and you can go into Studio to get the old view. This will eventually be a nice dev mode. But yeah, this just links into the views. I made sure that all the apps so far have views for everything, so you can host this Samba directory, you can update the system, blah, blah, blah. So we're good to go. And by the way, all the specifics of each app and each UI is defined in this plain text YAML file, so anyone can look at it. And it's on GitHub publicly, so everyone can read the code. And this is really fulfilling that vision of transparent computing. Everyone can just dive into the details, and that's it. All right, before I test this with real people, this is a fresh image on HexBox 2. So I'm going to test this out and make sure everything works. So I'm clicking through. I'm going to create the password. And it seems to be going good so far. Install the modules. We'll let those clone down. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Yeah, it's quick. Boot system. Oh, everything's here. That's lovely. And this is the old UI. There we go. I had to hard refresh the browser there. Wonder if there's a way to fix that. But anyway, this looks nice. Let's see if I can schedule a backup. No token. I'll go authorize real quick. Copy the code and paste it. And load the folders. There we go. Back me up. Backups. And I like it when it goes off at 5 a.m. We'll hit schedule, and it worked. Excellent. And Host a directory. First of all, install Samba. This might take a minute. All right, finally it came back with enter the Samba password, and that took way too long. No sane human being is going to know to wait that whole time with no feedback. So we'll have to fix that up, but the installation worked. Now we're going to host the backups folder. Let's see if this works too, hopefully. Sudo password, and it seems to have worked. Now I'm going to see if I can pop that open. All right, as you can see, it's prompting me for my password I just set for Samba, and here I am. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this worked. Now let's proceed with some real people using this again. So I was able to fix that hard refresh required issue because nobody's going to know to hit Control F5 by turning off caching for index.html. So this file no longer gets cached, which makes sense because these are going to change. These can be cached because they're stamped with a hash, as you can see. So besides the point. Now we get to test the updater 2.12.0 for the UI. Hex is not going to change, but the UI will. It'll go to 2.12.1. So let's see if this actually still works. We're testing on HexBox 2, a real device. Beautiful. We actually get a response, which is better than before. It just failed with an error. And now it tells us to wait in 30 seconds. So I'm going to pause and I'll come back. And trust but verify. I just saw all this happen. It was killing background processes. Restarted the UI. So I think that means everything worked. Let's go check it out. If we go back to Dashboard 2.12.0, I'm going to refresh the page. 2.12.1, so the updater still works. Okay, stayed up way too late here and added a couple features. You can see them both being used together here actually. The first one is visible when, which allows you to hide and show things on screen based on the graph results. So you just specify the graph results and what it should be equal to. And it kind of requires you to set flag values in order to use this optional field. The second piece is container, which allows you to have things grouped together, and then the visibility flag can apply to the entire group instead of having to apply it to every single little thing in that group. So this enabled me to kind of revamp the schedule backup. This first screen shows you this if you're already logged in, and you can hit next, and then it uses an effect to let you quickly and easily select a folder. It's the same process, nothing crazy. The scheduling works. And back, same deal. We just type it in there and it writes the backup. So nothing revolutionary. And I'll just show you what it looks like if I remove the secret file. I just removed it in the background there. So I'm going to refresh and it tells me to click authorize. We go through that whole flow and then it says to because it does not do it automatically yet. But we're making progress. It's getting a little bit more usable all the time. Look at all these beautiful check marks. Signs of a good week. The only thing we still haven't done is feedback when you're installing Samba, but that might just have to wait. Two big questions. What is the use case for Hex? Who is the user? I just built the strongest foundation in the world. For which use case? I'm not actually sure. So with that, I might need to take a break from this project and think about these questions a little bit. I don't know if I feel right going back and building more, iterating in a cave, in isolation, when really I need to be out talking to people, maybe trying to do some sort of service business to figure out people's needs. What do small businesses need? What do individuals need? Tech people, non-tech people, just regular consumers trying to self-host. I'm a little confused on this, so I think I need to think these through before I continue. Head over to tryhexbox.com. You can join the waitlist and get weekly info on progress and be the first to know when HexBox is available for purchase. Thanks for watching. See you next week.